We're live.
Hi. Hi.
So you see up there where it says live?
Yes.
So nobody's watching yet, I don't think.
You want to make a bet how many viewers we can get?
Probably like 5 million.
No way. I say at least 200. I say at least
200?
300.
300. So this is the Rivers Mexico Madness Bracket Assistance. We have college hoops coming up, and
we have 3 viewers, 1 like. Yeah.
Hold on, your mom is texting me. So we have college hoops, and everybody's building their brackets. So Nick Jakusz and I decided that we're going to go live on Facebook and help you with your brackets. I know nothing about sports. Nick knows a lot about sports, and I brought along my nephew Bryce. That's Bryce.
Hi.
And my niece Avery.
Hi.
And so they're going to help me. We're just waiting for Nick, by the way, because we were testing before we went live. And
first of all, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yes, I hope you're wearing green, so you don't get pinched.
I have green underwear on.
we're not going to show that, okay? Avery's wearing green. Bryce is apparently wearing green. I was wearing a green coat earlier, so that counts, right?
Yeah.
By the way, if anybody wants to leave a comment, we'll be able to see your comments on Facebook.
So we can see who you are.
So we can see who you are. And if you want to say hi to Bryce and Avery, or maybe tell us who you're picking for your brackets and who you think is going to end up going all the way. So what team should we, while we wait for Nick to come back, Nick's internet kind of stinks. And so he's switching computers. So we're just waiting for Nick to get back. And then we'll get started with our bracket assistance. So Bryce, you were telling me when it comes to college basketball, there's a team that I should look out for.
And there's 2 teams that are really good, and it's Duke and Michigan.
Duke and Michigan.
Yeah, I think they're really good.
So have they won a lot of games?
Yeah. Oh, we have a comment.
No, it's not a comment. That's Nick coming back in. Hi, Nick.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
That's better.
Good.
So we're just talking a little bit. I introduced Bryce and Avery, and we're talking about, oh, look, there's Jason. He's watching.
He's
Jason
saying
says hi. So I think, who do you think he's saying hi to? You, maybe? Maybe.
All of us.
All of us. So, Nick, I was talking to Bryce, and he said that there's 2 teams that I should keep an eye on for college hoops. What are the 2 teams?
Duke and Michigan.
Duke and Michigan.
Duke and Michigan. Yeah, you really need to keep an eye on Michigan. They're very good. You should keep an eye on Duke because they're not actually in the tournament this year for the first time in like 25 years.
Really?
Yeah. The Duke's actually Duke's really bad. Yeah.
Hi, Grandpa.
Everybody's watching.
Susie.
And I'm okay with that, by the way, because I am not a Duke fan. They're like the Patriots of football. They're just too good all the time. All they do is kick people's butts. So I'm happy that they're on the receiving end for once.
So totally Susie that's watching, by the way, is Susie that owns Sincerely Yours, where you guys had your where you guys had your body washes made. She's hoping to learn something new from you guys here. So I'm not going to be any help. I know Nick knows a lot about sports. Bryce knows some about sports.
I played basketball since I was like 4.
Since he was born. He was like a little tiny baby, like running down the court.
What position you play, Bryce?
Point guard.
Working on the handles a little bit at home?
Yeah.
He's all about baseball now because baseball season's coming up. And when I pulled up to actually pick them up this afternoon, he was, what was that kind of bat called?
A camwood bat.
Camwood bat? I don't know.
Is that like is that half aluminum, half wood? Is that what that is?
No, it's like this. On the end, it's got this big thick thing, and it teaches you to keep your hands on the inside of the ball and not cast.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Well, my son's 5 years old, so maybe you can come over and give him a few lessons, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds like a deal.
And Avery's, wait. White Sox fan or Cubs fan?
Cubs
fan.
Of
course, Cubs fan. I'm a White Sox fan.
You're a White Sox fan? Oh.
Isn't it bedtime? Is it a bedtime for you guys or something?
I do have to have them home by like 8, so.
Get out of here. Well, we got work to do, Danielle. We're not here. This isn't just a little chit chat here. We're here to get some actual work done.
Yeah. So I'm just going to follow your lead, Nick, because I don't even know who's playing in this tournament. By the way, a big thank you to ProCam Photo and Video Gear in Aurora. They're sponsoring our Mexico Madness contest. So listen to this, guys. We're letting people fill out brackets on our website, 959theriver.com, and the person with the best bracket at the end of the tournament wins a trip to Mexico.
Really?
You're related to me, so you can't win.
Ooh.
Andrew, have
Nor are
school.
you over 21, and you probably don't have a passport.
Oh, do you have-
I do have a passport.
Of course.
and he does have kind of the start of a mustache, so maybe they would think that.
You have to get a little close up. Let me check out that stash you got going on, man.
I can't get that close.
Yeah, okay. It's probably for the best. Probably for
Okay.
the best. All right, so,
So,
yeah,
what do we got?
we're here to-
Like, how are we
well, we're
gonna
here-
do this?
Yeah, we're here to help people because I know there's a lot of folks, like you just explained, trying to fill out the brackets, and it can be kind of confusing. So we thought we would bring in the experts to try to help people out, which is why I asked you to join me for this, because the last time we did this, I think you helped like probably, 2 or 3 people, I would say. And I think if we can help even like 2 or 3 people win a trip to Mexico, I think that'll be worth it. So we can kind of go bracket by bracket, region by region. We can talk about some of the upsets that you might think that are going to be coming up, because that's really the key to this whole thing. Everyone can just pick the best teams to go, but who's going to pick the upsets? Who's going to be brave enough to pick those teams that aren't necessarily ranked so high to beat the good teams? And that is where your expertise is going to come in, Danielle.
No, he seems to think Illinois is going to do well. Or do you think they're not going to do well?
I don't know.
Well, Bryce, you also thought Duke was in the tournament, so I'm going to take your advice with a grain of salt here. So pardon me, okay? Let's let your aunt handle the expert talk here, okay?
Okay. I don't know anything about anything. I'll try though.
And if you do have a question for Danielle or me, I guess, but it'd be more fun if you ask Danielle. Feel free to leave it in the comment. Are we just on Facebook, or are we on all the other?
We're Facebook and YouTube right now, but we're also, so you can get to the YouTube link from our website. Right now on the front page of our website, there's a link to watch us at 959theriver.com.
Okay. So, and leave any sort of tournament related question for Danielle in the comments, and we'll get to those as we go along. But let's did we get one? No, not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Let's start with the I got my notes here. These are everything I want to ask Danielle Tufano about the tournament here.
Oh, so you're asking me questions. I'm not just picking.
Well, I want to ask you about the games is what I want. And I want you to pick the games like first in the East bracket. And if you're looking at the bracket, I actually have mine up. I filled one out on 959theriver.com. So the East bracket's the one where Michigan is the number 1 seed. And a lot of people think that they have the weakest bracket. They have the teams aren't as good in their side of the bracket as they are everywhere else. So there probably won't be a lot of upsets in that one, but I do want to get your opinion on a few of them, Danielle. First off, Maryland and UConn. That is a 10 seed and a 7 seed. And I know you know what that means, so I'm not even going to bother trying to explain it. Who do you like between the Terrapins and the Huskies in that one? I need your expertise on that one.
So Maryland and UConn.
Maryland and UConn. That's a potential upset there. It's a 10 seed and a 7 seed.
So I'm going to go, should I write this down too? I'm going to go with UConn because of UConn Cornelius.
Who now?
UConn Cornelius. Isn't that his name from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
I have no idea. Is that really a thing?
Isn't it?
Wait, didn't Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer kind of get canceled this year? So it's been a long time since I've watched it. I don't really know.
I'm bringing him back.
Not sure really that's PC, but so maybe we should move on from Rudolph. Okay, but you got UConn. Okay, UConn is gonna take down Maryland. The other one though, first off, are you familiar with the play-in games? Their play-in games are going to be on Thursday.
No.
Cool. Okay. Well, it's called the First Four, and there's 4 games between 8 teams, and the winners of those 4 games get to play into the tournament. So they're not technically in, but they're kind of in, but they're going to play. And 2 of those teams are Michigan State and UCLA, historically great basketball programs. Usually they're in and they're really high seeds, but they're in a play-in game. So who do you think is gonna win this play-in game on Thursday? Michigan State, who, by the way, our very own Kelly Reynolds is an alum, or UCLA, which is a basketball powerhouse traditionally, but not this year. Michigan State or UCLA?
We're going Michigan State.
Why do you think that, Bryce?
Because Michigan is really good. I like Michigan.
Because they got Tom Izzo. H to the Izzo. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
Michigan State's going to beat UCLA, but they're going to have to play BYU. And I assume you know who BYU is, right? Dan, you know BYU?
bring BYU, bring your umbrella.
Bring your because it's going to rain threes in that game.
Yes,
Bring your
that's
umbrella.
exactly why.
That's probably why you're going to pick Brigham Young University to beat Michigan State in that game.
Yep.
Okay. Then we got a Georgetown, Colorado matchup there in that East bracket. And I see Suzanne there making some comments on Facebook about Georgetown. And I'd love to hear her thoughts on why Georgetown's going to do well. But what about you? Do you think the 12 seed Georgetown can beat the 5 seed Colorado Buffaloes?
Nope.
No?
My panel says no.
But Georgetown they're on a hot streak. They won the Big East tournament to make their way into this game. You don't think they can beat Colorado?
I'm not thinking so. Oh, look at
your dad thinks so.
Yeah, Grandpa seems to think Georgetown is going to do well.
Well,
So
Grandpa's lived for 60 years, so I think he has more knowledge than all of us.
Okay, I was wondering where you were going with that, Bryce. That was dangerous.
Almost 61 years.
So we're gonna defer to the experience of one Dean Tufano and say Georgetown on that, right?
We'll go Georgetown.
That's one of the traditional 12-5 upsets. Very good. All right,
Avery's very confident about Georgetown.
Oh, me too. Me too. I think they're a very popular 12 seed upset in that game. So that's the East bracket. And don't forget, if anyone's watching right now, they have a question about the basketball tournament that you would like to ask Danielle. Maybe you have her pick a few games for you that you're just not sure about. She is the one to do it. Her expertise runs very, very deep when it comes to college basketball. You can tell.
And my panel. I'm going to have to refer to my panel for some.
For sure. And, when you combine brains like that, it can only help us,
I mean, Bryce is getting straight A's right now, so.
Well, it's more than I can say.
Me too.
Let's go to the West bracket. This is where Gonzaga is the number 1 seed, guys. And I know Bryce is probably down with Gonzaga right now. They've been the number 1 team in the country since day number 1. They haven't lost. They're undefeated, looking to go undefeated and win a national championship for the first time since, Bryce, when's the last time an undefeated team won the national championship? What team? Who's the coach? I bet your dad knows. 1976, Indiana Hoosiers, Bobby Knight. Yeah.
Oh, Bobby Knight.
I think he'll answer.
I bet your dad's a big Bobby Knight fan. Okay, so that's the bracket we're going to talk about right now. But I do have a couple questions. There's a couple games that I'm just not sure about.
Okay.
Number 1 is the 9 seed and the 8 seed, the 8-9 game, Missouri and Oklahoma. I need to know who's going to win that. Missouri, the Tigers, and the Sooners. Who's going to win, Missouri or Oklahoma?
So are the Sooners or Missouri or Oklahoma? What are you guys thinking? Who do you think is going to lose? You don't know, Missouri or Oklahoma?
I'm gonna go with the Oklahoma Sooners.
Okay, Oklahoma's going down.
Wait, to lose or to win?
To win.
Oh, to win?
Yeah.
Okay, well then Oklahoma's going up.
You know what? You bring up a very interesting philosophy to picking games. Don't try to pick the winners. Try to pick the losers. That's like just, it's thinking with the opposite side of your brain. I think that's a genius way to go about it.
Who's the 9 seed?
Oklahoma is the 8 seed. Missouri is the 9 seed. But I think you can really throw the seeds out the window when it comes to that kind of game, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And don't forget, we have a contest on our website, 959theriver.com. It's brought to you by Procam. You can win a trip to Mexico, which is why we're doing this right now. So feel free to go over there, sign up, and pick these games just like Bryce is doing right now.
We're here to help you. So if you take my advice and you win the trip to Mexico, maybe you take me with you. As long as you're not.
Or I'll just have something.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure. Okay, VCU in Oregon. VCU is number 10 seed. That's Virginia Commonwealth University against Oregon. I need to know who's going to win, VCU or is it Oregon or Oregon?
Oregon. Oregon's going to win.
Didn't you ever play Oregon Trail in elementary school?
Played Oregon Trail.
It's Oregon.
I don't think you're right, Bryce. I think you're wrong.
I think it's Oregon. Oregon.
I think we need people to comment on this. Is it Oregon or Oregon?
Is Jody watching because she'll tell us she likes Oregon.
Yeah, somebody call Jody, please.
Somebody call Jody. So who do you think is going to win? Oregon?
Yeah. Look.
No, Bryce,
Well,
you're wrong. And okay, it's first off, stop saying Oregon, okay? Because I think you're wrong,
Oregon,
Bryce.
just like
My
Oregon.
grandpa
has lived for almost 61 years.
Origami's in Japan, Bryce. It has nothing to do with the state of Oregon.
Even my mom is saying
Even his
Oregon.
mom.
Or it's in the chat. Look, she put on
Sorry.
capital Oregon.
Well, I think you're Oregoff base on this one, okay? I don't think it's Oregon. You know, our corporate office is in the state of Oregon. We should probably know this.
How many times are you going to say Oregon?
Every time, Bryce, because it's the right way to say it.
No, it's not.
Okay, so we're taking the big O to win, right?
The what?
We're taking Oregon to win.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Oregon sounds like a bunch of losers. I wouldn't pick Oregon
There
to win.
we go. You said Oregon.
There we
Because they sound like losers, which is why I would pick Oregon as a winner. If you're going to say Oregon, I think they're going to lose.
There's no such thing as Oregon.
Yeah, that's what's in your body.
Yeah, you might as well spell it Oregeen. Oregon. Or with an I.
I think he's got you.
Oregon.
No, it's Oregon. Can we get somebody who's not named Tufano to chime in on this?
My name's Bryce.
Jeez. Anyway, yeah, don't say your last name. Let's go to the Midwest bracket, okay? Just let's forget about Oregon for a second.
Let's go Midwest.
All right. Okay, this is where Illinois is the #1 seed. And I know Bryce is a big Fighting Illini fan. I'm not actually. Can we say Illini? Because I think that they like. Oh wait, we can't do the Chief Illiniwick thing. They take off Chief Illiniwick, but
Okay.
they're still the Illini, so it's cool. Don't worry.
I'm hearing
we won't
lots of
get
good
into
things
those.
about Illini, by the way.
The Illini won the Big Ten championship. They beat Ohio State in overtime. They're playing really, really well. So do you think Illinois can make their way through this entire bracket and get to the Final Four?
I'm thinking so because they've done so well this season, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
No?
I'm gonna go with Illinois in the Final Four.
Me too.
Or if you're
Avery's-
Bryce, if you're Bryce, it's Illinois.
No.
That's how he
Now
says it.
you want to tell me it's Illinois, but you can't say Oregon?
Now you're just being silly.
It's not what I'm saying, Bryce. I think you say Illinois because you say Oregon wrong, so you probably say Illinois wrong.
Why do you keep saying Oregon?
You're about to make an 11-year-old very mad.
Well, that's what I do. I bully kids over the internet. So let's talk about some upsets in the Midwest region. Let's move on from Illinois. Okay, we got
Okay.
Rutgers. Rutgers is number 10. Clemson is number 7. Now that's a tough one for me, and I'm not sure who to pick: Rutgers or Clemson.
I was gonna say Clemson too.
Yeah, me too.
Oh boy, Bryce's phone is blowing up now.
I want to know why Avery picks Clemson in this one.
What are you thinking? Like, what made you choose Clemson?
Because you two chose it.
Because we chose it.
Because you
But what do you
chose.
think? Like, what are you thinking? What might make them win? Do they have good players? Do you think? Yeah, they probably have good
I
players.
don't know anything about that team.
Me neither.
But I just
You know-
think they win.
I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your honesty on that, Avery. Thank you very much. Unlike your aunt, who thinks she's like a big college basketball expert here, just picking all these games like she knows what she's talking about.
I mean, I think the teams that I picked last year ended up doing pretty well.
I don't remember. I believe you. Sure. I'm sure you wouldn't lie about that. Another one is going to be a close one. This is another one of those 8-9 games. Bryce knows what's up. This okay. Is it Loyola or Loyola?
Loyola.
Now he's just being difficult, I think, right?
No, people say Loyola all the time. That's like
Loyola,
a
what are they? 97 years old?
thing. Well, don't mess with Sister Jean in Loyola, okay? She'll like
He doesn't say Loyola.
she will curse you. By the way, Bryce, I agree. It's Loyola. Let's not get too crazy here. They're taking on Georgia Tech. Here's the fun part. If Loyola wins and Illinois wins, they play each other in the next round. So you got University of Illinois versus a team from Chicago.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think Loyola and Illinois are going to end
And I
up.
would pick, I really don't like Illinois, but I would think Illinois would win.
You think so?
Yeah.
What makes you think that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You think
See,
Illinois
I'm
would
going
beat?
to say that if Loyola and Illinois end up together,
Mhm.
I'm going to go Loyola. You too?
All right, Illinois.
Oh, shoot.
Whoa.
So it's 2-1 on this side for Illinois versus Loyola.
Nick, what do you think? What do you think?
Well, I think Illinois wins that one to rout, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to be close. It'll be a lot of fun to watch, though, because Illinois is one of the best teams in the country. So I think they
I'm the
win,
only one thinking Loyola.
Yeah.
Great.
But you know what? You got God on your side, though, because Loyola's a Christian institution. So if God has a hand in this,
Yeah.
I mean, who's he gonna pick?
If God is looking down and is like,
It's all about COVID. I believe some people will test and not be able to play.
Dino there brings up a great point, because there's for the first time there are replacement teams. There's like 4 teams who were just on the verge of getting into the tournament but were left out, that if in the event a team cannot play because of a COVID test, one of those 4 teams will take their place in the first.
Really?
Yes, it's crazy. The logistics is crazy.
Has that ever happened before, where obviously this is the first time that we're playing in the COVID era, but if a team, for some reason, if everybody gets the flu or something in the past, has that ever happened before where another team has had to step in?
I don't believe so. If it has, it's very few and far between. I would imagine that would just be a forfeit at this point, but I think they're trying very, very hard to avoid any kind of forfeit where they don't play the game. So they have these replacement teams. But once you get into the third round and later into the tournament, they're not going to do that. They will just forfeit the team. So if a team plays their first 2 games and they win and then they get COVID, even though they're in the Indiana bubble, then they would just forfeit. It's crazy. And there's testing. Oh.
You have to imagine that all the coaches have eyes on every single one of their players and what they're doing, who they're seeing, where they're at.
Right.
Was probably just stuck in their hotel rooms, I would imagine.
Exactly. It's a very strange and unique situation that these players and teams have to be in. And every single game, and usually for this tournament, there's games across the country. There's sites all over the country where they're playing the games. But I believe every single game, I think there's 67 total games in the tournament. They're all going to be played in the state of Indiana. Most of them in Indianapolis, because obviously it's the biggest city. But they're playing in Ball State, and was it Drake? I think is down in Indiana. So all those colleges are hosting teams. But there's essentially a big Indiana bubble for this thing, which is pretty crazy. I know. So we went through the Midwest bracket there. Go ahead, Danielle.
John commented, and he didn't. This is all that he says. Phonetically, Google says, and then kind of left us hanging there. So I don't know what. Yeah.
You put ... You have an ellipse there, John. You need to finish the thought. We need to put this to bed. Is Bryce right or am I right? I need to know. I literally will not sleep if I don't figure this out.
I mean, maybe we just call our corporate offices. We call them, and
let's like prank call them. We say, "What state are you in?" And when they say it, you just hang up. And then we'll know. And I'm going to say it was Mitch Michaels who did that. South bracket, Baylor's the number 1 team. Now they probably have the toughest bracket. And they got to either play Wisconsin or North Carolina. So I'm assuming that Baylor's probably going to win the first round game, because the number 1 seed has only lost to a number 16 seed 1 time.
Okay.
So I assume they're going to win that game, unless you know something that I don't.
Clearly, no.
No. Okay. So who are they going to play is the question. Is it going to be Wisconsin from the Big Ten or North Carolina from the ACC? Both having really good years. Both the experts say are underseeded. So who's it going to be, Wisconsin or North Carolina? 2 traditionally strong athletic programs.
So are you thinking Wisconsin or North Carolina? I think maybe Wisconsin.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We're going to go Wisconsin.
Well, do you need to know the mascots? Would that help you?
Oh, do you help you? Want to know what their mascots are?
Yeah.
What are their mascots?
Well, Wisconsin is the Badgers. They're red and white. They're the Badgers. North Carolina is a blue and white situation, and they are the Tar Heels.
So the Badgers are the Tar Heels.
They have a ram as their like mascot that dances around, but they're the Tar Heels. Yeah.
Are you still going Wisconsin? We're still sticking with Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin. I believe that to be the case as well. I think not only is Wisconsin going to be North Carolina, I think Wisconsin's going to be Baylor. Take that, Dean Tufano. How about that? How about that?
I don't know. Are you thinking Wisconsin or Baylor if they end up playing?
Baylor.
Avery's very protective of her grandpa, and I don't think she likes the way that you just talked to him.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Avery.
What do you
Won't
think,
happen-
Wisconsin or
won't happen
Baylor? If they
again.
get there?
Baylor.
I think Baylor too.
You're probably right.
What were
There's
you
some
guys
other-
talking about?
Well,
North
we'll wrap up the whole conversation here for you, Bryce. Let's just wrap it all up for you. You know, we were talking about Baylor, how they're the number 1 seed, never lost to a number 16 seed, save one time, and how are they going to do against Wisconsin or North Carolina? Your aunt and your sister say Wisconsin's going to win, and I agree. Do you think?
I think North Carolina.
Is it because that's where Michael Jordan went to school?
Maybe.
Cool.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'll tell you what. When I was your age, I was a North Carolina fan because that was when Michael Jordan was coming up. And we probably shouldn't even have this conversation because it's going to devolve into who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron or Steph Curry or whoever like the big player is right now. But whatever the answer is, they're not better than Michael Jordan. Like, can we agree on that?
He's a big fan of Steph Curry.
You should see my room.
Yeah. Steph Curry is in his room. He like sings him to sleep at night.
Yeah, you should have seen my room when I was your age. It was Michael Jordan everywhere. I had a 6'6" cardboard cutout of Michael Jordan hold the ball on his hip like this in my room.
I have a full-size fathead sticker of him.
Who bought that for you?
You.
That's a nice call. You know, I probably still would have a Michael Jordan fathead on my wall if I didn't share my room with my wife. Yes. Maybe down here. Maybe I'm going to put a Michael Jordan fathead right back here, right next to the 95.9 The River Studio B sign.
Nice.
I'm glad we didn't get into that.
Yeah. Okay. So
there's one more game I want to talk to you about.
One more game. Let's hear this.
Just one more game. Colgate, they're the number 14 seed, but they've only lost one time this year.
Did you
one
say
time.
Colgate like the toothpaste?
I said Colgate like the toothpaste.
Okay.
Yes, and they are playing Arkansas. It is a 14 versus a 3. Colgate's the 14 seed. Arkansas is the number 3. Colgate, while a low seed, they don't play in a very good conference, but they've only lost one time. And I'm having a real hard time with that one.
You can tell he's in school because he raised his hand.
I'm going with Colgate.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Colgate too.
Colgate.
Oh, 3 Colgates over here. What are you thinking, Nick?
Are they going to brush the court with them? Is that what they're going to do? Yeah,
right.
Clean
In a circular motion.
You know what? Why not? Yeah. Hey, they've only lost one time. They're playing good basketball. Arkansas traditionally likes to lose in the first round or two, so it is well within the realm of possibility for sure. Or as Dean likes to say, Arkansas. Yes.
Arkansas. Our whole family says it's weird, apparently.
If you are watching and you haven't joined our Mexico Madness contest yet, go to 959theriver.com. Get yourself signed up. Fill out the brackets. You have until Friday to do so. And then someone's going to win a 3-night trip to Mexico to the how did we get the Hard Rock Riviera Maya?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're, working with Apple Vacations, they really go to bat for us when it comes to, obviously Scott and I just got back from a beautiful Apple vacation, and, they went out and found the best of the best. Actually, when we were on our trip just last week, Scott went golfing at the Hard Rock Riviera Maya. So Scott was just there while we were in Mexico. It's like down the street from, don't do that. It's down the street from where we stayed. And so, yeah.
So win that trip, go fill out the brackets. And here's the thing. You might think, I don't know anything about basketball. I'm not going to waste my time. Well, number one, it's free. There's no reason not to do it. And especially this year, the tournament's a crapshoot every single year. But especially this year with COVID, teams have gone months without playing and then trying to play again. Who knows what the heck's going to happen on Friday? You can get, Illinois comes down with their whole team gets COVID and they can't play. And then brackets are busted everywhere. Well,
let's knock on wood.
God forbid.
Yeah. But, everybody has their on nights and their off nights. And it could be, everybody knows that, let's just say Loyola is going to win the game. Everybody is sure of it. But then one player has an off night and it totally flips the other way. So it doesn't matter if you know anything about basketball or not, because this is free to join and you could win a trip to Mexico. Like, how cool is that? My dad said he's getting his sunscreen ready. Dan, you're related. You can't win. Sorry.
Probably shouldn't have put that on paper. Yeah. But you know what? What you just said is so right. And you don't get that kind of in-depth expertise anywhere else but 95.9 The River.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to fill out a bracket, Avery? Okay.
But I probably will.
Yeah.
How old are you, Avery? How old are you?
7.
7. Okay, that makes perfect sense. My 5-year-old son Max filled out a bracket just the other day. He's got Grand Canyon going to the Final Four, so look out.
Wow.
I'm
I know.
almost
She's
even-
almost 8, she said.
Well, almost happy birthday to you. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to hang out with the Tufanos today. Hopefully, we answered some questions, and I'd like to wish everyone good luck with the basketball tournament, whose name we cannot say.
I'm not really sure if I helped anybody. Probably not. But like we were saying, it doesn't matter. Just pick who you think is going to win, who feels right, and hopefully we'll see lots of pictures of you in Mexico on your 3-night vacation.
It's fun. All right, well, we'll talk to you tomorrow, Danielle. Have a good night.
Say bye.
Go Oregon! Woohoo!
Bye.